Fear is gonna keep you broke. There's no way around it. I'm sorry. I'm not here to kiss your ass. I'm not here to save you. I'm not Superman. I'm not Batman. I'm not none of that shit. The only person that can save you from fear is yourself. Whatever your biggest fear is, you gotta get over that shit. All right. Now, nobody knows that more than a successful business owner. All right. My name is Kevin Robinson. I'm 38 years old. You are tapped into my YouTube. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Rich nigga water. Pellegrino. Y'all need to send me a motherfucking check. But today, man, we're going to break down the different layers that you have to go through in order to get past fear and become successful. Beyond the wall of fear is success. So if you want to be a comfort zone nigga, stay there. But this ain't for y'all. If y'all want to get bossed the fuck up out here in this game, this is what we're going to do today. All right. So let's get into it. Got my trusty whiteboard out. Fear will keep you poor. It's going to keep your ass poor, man. You feel me? So let's get into it. So there's many different levels that you have to go through in order to get to success. All right. There's many different levels you got to go through. So I'm gonna go through 5 of them. All right. So you got to look at fear as like the outer layer. And each layer, you're going to go deeper and deeper in. So the first layer is this. Let's break it down. You got to go really deep within yourself to become a successful person. Okay. So the first one is this. This is the outer layer. Okay. So this is fear of failure. Simple, right? So many people don't do shit in their life because they are afraid of what other people will think. They're afraid of what other people will say. They are afraid of falling on their face. They are afraid of people to laugh at them. They're afraid for people to call them crazy or insane. Dude, this dream of you creating this sounds insane, but understand something. Understand this. You cannot expect people with penny weight mindsets to understand the thoughts and the processes of $1 million boss. You might not even be $1 million boss yet, but you have an idea and you have the drive to get to that place. You can't expect people with this dime, penny level, nickel level, they can't see past Saturday mindset to understand you and what you're trying to do and your vision for 5 to 10 years from now. All right. So fear of failure, that's the first layer. The second layer is this. So once you get past that, you work past your fear of failure. You're busting your ass and you're doing what and you're like, fuck it. I want to launch, a fucking catering business. And the end goal for you was to have a successful restaurant. So you're like, you know what? I'm going to start small. I'm going to start selling plates on Instagram. You take pictures of your food, you put them on Instagram, you block out all the bullshit. You block out all your family members and your friends that don't support you. I'm going to tell you something. Your biggest supporters are going to be complete fucking strangers. Trust me. The biggest supporters of what I've done with my podcast I had for 7 years, Uncover Third PR, which I had for 8 years when I had a PR firm. This YouTube channel I just started a year ago are complete strangers, so don't expect your friends and your family to be your biggest supporters. If you do, count your blessings. Count your blessings. So the second thing is this: you're not competing. You got to understand something. You're not competing. You're not competing against other. You're not competing against yourself. You're competing with others. So you got to get over this. Competing with others. A lot of us, when we start something, we're like, you know what? I'm competing against. Uh, I have a fear of competing against other people. You know what I mean? And that's a fear of competing against others. So a lot of people have this big fear of, and I've heard this a lot since I've been in business. I teach a real estate wholesaling course, and I get a lot of people that'll be like, "Oh, well, I live in New York City, or I live in Los Angeles, or I live in a big market, and don't you think it's oversaturated? Don't you feel like this industry is oversaturated?" Look, when you walk down the cookie aisle at Whole Foods or Kroger or Farmer John's or Vons or Safeway, whatever grocery store you go to in your neighborhood, in your state, in your region, how many different cookie brands do you see of chocolate chip cookies? It ain't just Chips Ahoy. There's a bunch of different cookies, right? A bunch of different ones, right? So why do you give a shit if there's other people in your market, if you know that if I have a different story and my brand tastes different and it feels different, there's people that might not like Chips Ahoy, or they might not like Toll House or whatever other cookies are out there, but they might like yours because they love your story. So you can't have fear of competing against others. All right. That's the second layer. The third layer inside of that, hit the fucking subscribe button. The third layer inside of that is you've already got over your fear of failure. You've already got over your fear of competing with others, right? You're starting to get a little headwind. You're doing all right. Now you have the fear of success. Now you're asking yourself, how is it possible for anybody that is going to be competitive in a market and do any kind of business to be that fear of success? Now, you'd be surprised. I worked in music for a long time. And one of the most, one of the most, and honestly, some of the most incredible producers and singers, naturally talented people I've ever heard or came across, or two people who could have been a lot further in the music industry had they taken it more serious. I think a lot of times where a lot of people get fucked up at is at this level right here. They'll get over their fear of failure, fuck what everybody thinking. And they'll get over a fear of competing with others, and they'll realize, damn, I'm better than most people in my field. And then they'll get to this place where they're like, they get a little bit of recognition. This is where complacency comes in. Fear of success. Fear of success. You get to the place to where, you know what? I'm comfortable now. I'm able to pay my bills. I could be the biggest motherfucking producer in the world, the best whatever. I could be the best chef, the best whatever. But I'm afraid of what's beyond this level of success. And you become complacent. All of these, like I said, this is like when you cut down a tree and there's outer layers, outer rings. Or if you go from, you look at the earth, and the earth, we're all on the crust. The crust is the outside. And there's different layers until you get to the very center of the earth where there's molten lava and all this other shit, the core. In order to become uber, hyper successful, you have to break through all of these layers. And this shit is cathartic because I'm going to tell you something. I have been at this place, level 3, and I got complacent. You know what I mean? So it gets deep, man. It gets deep. So let's get into it. Fear of success. You got to get past that. If you want to become a truly successful person, you want to get in that top 1%, you got to keep going to where the shit hurts. Because becoming successful is not easy. It's very emotional. You have to work very hard. You have to be extremely disciplined. The next layer inside of that fear of success is the fear of uncertainty. I think I spelled that right. Yeah. The fear of uncertainty. Now, once you have gotten past your fear of failure, and now you've realized I'm better than most of my competition, you know what? I'm not afraid of success. I'm reveling in it. Let's take it up to another level. The next layer is the fear of uncertainty. You've gotten past the fear of success, and now you're like, you know what? And with each layer, it's like being in the ocean. You're pulling yourself deeper and deeper. Now you're at a place where fear of failure. Let's talk about the ocean analogy. Fear of failure is basically you are sitting on the sand at the beach, but you're like, you know what? I'm gonna go out in the water. So then fear of competing is like you getting out there in the water and you're waist deep, right? And you're like, you know what? I can compete. So then you keep going and you swim out a little bit further. You know what I mean? And then you have the fear of success. And now you're pretty much deep in the ocean. So you're like, you know what? I'm gonna keep going. Now you got the fear of uncertainty because you can't see the land you were at before. You've gotten so far from where you were when you first started, where you can't even see where you started at, and it's starting to scare you a little bit. But let me tell you something. This is the second to last level before you find that inner core success. So you got to get past this uncertainty shit. Nothing is certain in life. Understand this. People that live in a place of fear are always want things to be certain, and nothing is certain. So you can stay in your comfort zone your whole life, and you're going to still deal with uncertainty. So why not try to be a successful person? The next level is this fear of self. Holy shit. Fear of motherfucking self, man. You've gone through every layer of fear. You've gone through fear of failure, where people are laughing at you and they're laughing at your dreams. You've gotten past that. You've gotten to your fear of competing with others. Fuck them. You've gotten past the fear of success. I'm successful. I'm going to keep moving. Now I'm going to expand. You know, you gotten past your fear of uncertainty. And now you got to deal with yourself. You're almost there. Almost. This is the place where most people, they turn back. They turn back. Most people get to this place and they are scared to death. Scared to death. Because a lot of people don't want to deal with themselves. You know, people that are super successful, whether it be professional or, I mean, whether it be sports or business or whatever, they're not afraid to deal with themselves. And I know a lot of people are. They use a lot of escapism, alcohol, drugs, having people around you all the time, having yes men around you, all that shit. None of that shit is good. You know what I mean? But once you get past this layer, the last thing you have left is success. You made it. You made it, bro. You fucking made it. You got past all the bullshit. You got past the fear of failure. You got past competing with others. You got past your fear of success. You got past the fear of uncertainty. Man, what else can happen to me? I don't know. You got past the fear of yourself because a lot of y'all are scared of yourself. Y'all running from yourself. And then past that, you reach your success. You got to the place where the top 1 to 5% of people get to. All right. That was it. I hope all of you enjoyed it. Make sure you scub. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, and comment. All right. And if you have anything you want to add to it, add it in the comments. All right. Peace and love.